Nobody expects you guys to put on a fantastic podcast. You know, podcasts should be done by
celebrities.
Those YouTube boxers, Logan or whatever their names are. People don't expect, and they feel uncomfortable with the unexpected, and that's the point, is to change that, is to break that barrier.
I think a lot of people don't expect it, and when they see it, they want to dismiss it. Not only do they not expect it, is that when they see it, they're like, man, who are these guys trying to be? Who do you think you are? And that's just not goes for podcast. Let's keep it real.
Lucky Boys Podcast.
Nobody expected the Asian community to come together that way. No, I remember when I first got to the rally in Chinatown a couple months ago, or something like that ago, there was maybe 2 police officers. Even the NYPD did not think it was going to be much of anything. Yeah, we'll throw a few officers in there.
Oh, it's an Asian protest? No worries. We'll just send a couple of guys.
You know, make sure nobody gets too drunk or starts cussing in front of children.
You don't need crowd control.
An hour and a half in, there must have been 40 or 50 cops and 30 bikes there. That guy, Coffee, amazing dude, brought another 2,000-3,000 people down from Union Square, and then you had all these cops making sure. And
we were at that one.
Oh,
yeah. It was packed.
Yeah.
Nobody expected us to say anything. Yeah. And when I say us, I mean, yes, the Asian community. Right. Nobody expected. But just like I was out the other day. I don't remember who I was talking to, but one of my friends said, you know, where are all the Asian celebrities to talk about hate? Where are all the, the black athletes when they were supporting George Floyd? Where are they now to support all the Asians being attacked? And a part of me agreed with that, but what I really feel is we can't wait for the celebrities. We can't wait for, these are just people. It starts with each individual person. The rallies here in New York, I think they kind of rang globally, especially across the United States. It was started by the everyday person. It wasn't started by an actor or someone from Crazy Rich Asians. It was started by the everyday person. Mm-hmm. Nobody expects you guys to put on a fantastic podcast. You know, podcasts should be done by
celebrities.
Those YouTube boxers, Logan or whatever their names are. Nobody expected the Asian community to come together that way. No, I remember when I first got to the rally in Chinatown a couple months ago, or something like that ago, there was maybe 2 police officers. Even the NYPD did not think it was going to be much of anything. Yeah, we'll throw a few officers in there.
Oh, it's an Asian protest? No worries. We'll just send a couple of guys.
You know, make sure nobody gets too drunk or starts cussing in front of children.
You don't need crowd control.
An hour and a half in, there must have been 40 or 50 cops and 30 bikes there. It should be done by Joe Rogan, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody expects you guys to do a podcast. Nobody expects me to come home from the hospital and go box and then go do a photo shoot or come on a podcast or, even be invited to a podcast for that matter. People don't expect, and they feel uncomfortable with the unexpected, and that's the point, is to change that, is to break that barrier. And
you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. I think a lot of people don't expect it, and when they see it, they want to dismiss it. Not only do they not expect it, is that when they see it, they're like, man, who are these guys trying to be? Who do you think you are? And that's just not goes for podcast. Let's keep it real. If you see an Asian on a basketball court, man, who the fuck this Chinese Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, dumpling dude doing on the court? Because I've heard it countless times. Yeah. Why, man, this kid got yo, why is this kid D'ing up on me? Like, I've heard it so many times where someone that was Asian, when I seen on the court, or myself, like, oh, he want a DM. Oh, I got him. And it's just like, damn, my color of my skin really agitates you. Like, you don't feel like just because I put on shorts and I'm dribbling a ball and I'm calling next, or I'm here just playing on the same court you are, the color of my skin, does it really bother you that much? Because we're here to do the same thing.
Oh, before you've even taken one shot, if you're going on to some of these courts in the city,
forget it.
The fact that what you look like,
they
they've
won't even
already
pick you up.
Decided whether you're going to be good and how long you're going to wait to get on the court.
Yeah, exactly. And we actually did an interview 3 years ago where we went on all these different street ball, basketball courts, and I played ball with them, right? And then I talked to them afterwards. They were like, man, I did not know you had game. Or, hey, I wasn't even going to pick you up because as soon as I seen you, I didn't think, and they were very honest. They were very honest. And I said, why do you, they were like, I feel bad for admitting, and we still have footage of that, but they said, I feel bad now that I know you, but it's just this, and this is what I said, like, doesn't make that person a bad person. It's just this unconscious bias. And then somehow ego gets in the freaking way. That's what I think. Like, a lot of times when I see this or experience some sort of prejudice, and it's a lot, where people aren't inclusive of me, whether it's in the workplace or whether it's in a social setting, and they expect me to be a certain way. Even I get it even from other Asians when they hear my accent. They're like, man, how come he talks like that? He's trying to be like this. He's trying to, like, no, this is where I grew up in my zip code. This is how we spoke. And there's actually a watered down version. I'm toning it down so it doesn't sound too rough, or too harsh or to your ears, But this is the true self. And I try not to judge people because of that, because we all have our unconscious biases, but that doesn't make them a bad person. I think a lot of the times, I had a friend and he was doing something extremely irritating and annoying, but we were all being kind to him until one day we decided not to be kind and say, bro, that's super annoying. Can you stop? And I saw the look on his face. He's like, wait, he was crushed. He was like, wait, I'm annoying? So the rest of the night, and this guy's like, he's one of those friends that are like the loudest motherfuckers when you're hanging out with. He's always joking, cracking up, and, the life of the party, so to speak, right? And in my group of friends, we were like that. We're all very, bust each other's chops, but he just would go that extra annoying to the point where it's just, oh, man, dude, stop. He pulled me to the side. He goes, yo, Will, how long have I been annoying? I said, I was like, for years, man, since we were kids. He's like, what? I thought I was being funny. I was like, no. I was like, yo, we love you, man. I mean, you're great, but sometimes you kind of go too far. Like, you got to read the room. And he just looked back and he said, oh, shit. And it's like
he's recounting his memories.
Right. It's like his whole glass shattered. And he just went, oh, shit, man. And I could see him cringing inside. And I don't like to use that word cringe, but it's appropriate for the emotions he was going through. And I saw it in his eyes. I felt terrible. But you know what? It helped him as a person moving forward. And he knew we were telling him from a place of love. It wasn't, we weren't trying to hurt him. It was just because it was too much for that moment. And he double crossed the line. And for us, we were just like, yo, we got to tell him. And I think a lot of these people, if we let them know, just like the interview that we had with those guys on a basketball court, once they got to know me and I talked to them about this and they got to discover their unconscious bias, that they didn't really realize, they felt terrible. They were on camera saying, man, I feel terrible about that. And actually, you're one of the better players here. And it's like, now thinking back, I did that to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And I think when you take that and you apply it to life, you go, man, I think most people just don't realize what they're doing. It's just been kind of programmed into them without them critically thinking about without critically thinking about it. And it's just the easy way to do. It's like, oh, I see someone here that's tall. He's probably going to be really good or he's not Asian, he's probably going to be better than the short Asian guy over there.
And I'm guilty of my own biases. Sometimes I would go on the pickup court and I would see this, this guy's 6'5", he's going to be on the team. I'm like, we got this.
We got this.
And then and then he starts playing, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, all he does is stand on the side and shoot threes. Doesn't grab any rebounds.
I hate the big man that thinks he's Steph Curry.
But maybe my bias was, he's tall. He's tall and white, let's say. He should be on the block, like Andres Biedrins and getting rebounds for everybody.
Cleaning the boards.
But maybe he's a good shooter, and I didn't even give him a chance to be a good shooter because in my mind, that should be the 5'11" Asian guy,
right,
with the crew socks that should be shooting. And we're all guilty of that.
We are, man.
But we gotta learn and educate.
And that's the thing.
And also be willing to receive education.
Absolutely. And that's I'm in a constant state of learning, and I catch myself sometimes, and I'm going, oh shit, I'm just as guilty, but in a different way, and I try to correct some of this. Now sometimes I'm right. Sometimes I am right. My unconscious bias, or sometimes I'm like, damn, and I feel smart when I'm right. I'm like, see? But at the same time, I cannot allow those times that I've been right to dictate and think that for the rest of my life, this is the answer. Because things change, situations, everyone's different, and your environment is also different, and different rules apply to different settings. So we have to be very careful in the way we put our internal biases, and a lot of times it does protect us and it does influence our decision making, and we try to make the best decisions as we possibly can. But just being in this day and age that we in, and all this diversity of richness of people and inclusivity that you want to bring into your life, which enriches your life, by the way, greatly. I would challenge everyone, including myself especially, to think more critically and just go that extra step. And I'm going, oh man, thank goodness I use experience instead of just reflexes.